CEDDMACK, it's a beautiful thing.
Musictechworks. Musictechworks. Really, this video is for just a little quick introduction to this video. This video is just really for, power users. Like, what is a power user? What is an Akai MPC power user? It's just somebody who, that's all they use is the MPC all day and night. They get, they're working on placements. They get placements. They're doing music for TV, film, scoring, making tracks for artists in different genres. All they use primarily is the MPC. They rarely ever make a beat on a computer. This is what this video is for. And for those who's complaining about MPC3 and you don't even have an MPC or use the MPC, you have no fight in the race. You have no dog in the fight. But it's okay to come in on other dogs. I have some ideas and things about, some of the other dogs, but I don't really use them that much. So, maybe I don't know what I'm talking about, but I do have gripes with other production platforms. But maybe if I learned them or tried them and everything, maybe it'll be all right. But this video is for power MPC users, and you've been on the MPC probably forever, and now we're getting up here to 2025. You might have been on it for 10 years or, this is all you use, But this video is for you, nobody else, and some of the new people as well, But mainly for power users. All right, check this out. I just want to talk about, okay, so those are just a little quick Cookup, but with MPC3, it's really easy. I'm gonna do a little bit more detail on how all of that works. You know, still got people complaining about it. So the question for tonight is, what do we really want from Akai? Okay, what do we really want from an MPC? Okay, and as I stated before, I've been using the MPC since the first time I used the MPC, if I recall correctly, is '95. Guy had it was one of the few studios in Huntsville, Alabama, and he had an MPC. I think it was a 2000 at that time. Was it a 2000? My year could be wrong. Whatever the first year the 2000 came out, that's when he had it. That's the first time I used it. So the thing about it was the sequencer, how nice and full it sounded, and the simplicity of it, you know. So Akai's been great, you know. But what do we want from Akai from 2025 and 2025 at this point? Okay, so I'm cool with the MPC3 update, and there's still a lot of bugs that's being worked out. The features are amazing. The workflow is almost flawless, and basically it is a DAW in a box. Okay, well, I'm going to say one thing is the desktop version of the software that I'm going to say that a lot of people want. But I think Akai being a hardware unit, being a hardware company, of course they're going to focus on the you know, the hardware version first. But what do we really want? Let me just get down to it, okay? All right, so check this out. All right, you see this right here? This is the MPC60. This was the second release of the MPC. It's the second version. All they did was added the headphone jack and the plastic case on it and the single screen that goes across the top. Sample engine still the same. The 40 kilohertz sample rate, the bit depth 12-bit, of course punchy, does its thing. We love the sound of it, okay? Not the fastest thing to work on today, but it sounds great, okay? Also, we have this. This is the MPC 2000. The MPC 2000 XL, okay? All right, so it came out after the 2000. All right, this one right here is fully blown out. I just got a zip disk in here, but I don't really need like a lot of storage space because I only load up a few sounds at a time, or I'll sample. I got the 8-ounce on it, has the built-in effects device. Workflow is very simple and basic, but the way it sounds great, all right? So, number one, we want Roger Linn to get his props, okay? Akai needs to make amends with Roger Linn, and hopefully these recent events is showing that. I mean, cut him a check, yo. Like, really cut him a check. Roger Linn changed the game. He didn't even know what this machine was gonna do, okay? And then he got cut out at the end of it all. But bring him back, let him consult. I don't care. Make an MPC Pro X Pro, okay? Put his signature on it, all right? And then the circuitry. Should I say it? The C word. The C word. Converters. Okay. So maybe they can make a version of the MPC that has more of the older analog circuitry to give you that warm punch out the box. Okay, now if I was to load this up and sample drums into here, it's going to play back exactly. So the drums are going to be punchy and everything, because the converters in here, the ins and outs, they're transparent. So they're going to record exactly what you put in it. All right. So give us an MPC with Roger Linn's name on it. Give him props. Give him a bag. Okay. It can be the MPC 3000 XL, whatever you want to call it. The MPC Pro. Give us that. Okay. And you got the option to switch engines. Okay. To have more of the modern DAW sound. Okay. So, you know, maybe something like that. I'm thinking that's what most people want. It depends on, like, I have a lot of guys up top, you know, they want that old school vintage hip hop sound. I can make good tracks with this, no doubt. But when they want that dirt and that grit, I have to crank this bad boy up right here, straight up. I also got an ASR 10 sitting over here. You know, so a MPC Pro with Roger Linn's name on it, more of the old school type lo-fi what you call them, the converters, the C word, okay? Like when you turn on the SP1200 now, even the new issue, you turn it on, it punches and beats out of the box. Okay, now, can this do that? Yeah, with some tweaking, but it also depends on what sounds you put in here. Like when I put EA Ski sounds in here, everything beats and cuts through, because he ran all this stuff through analog gear and all kind of, you know, processing and everything to get it to punch like that, and really just coming out his setup the way he has it set up. I have a makeshift system like that, and I also have a virtual system like that. I run my stuff through the hardware emulations, which is not exactly the same as the actual hardware, but it comes pretty close to it. And really, honestly, the average listener can't really tell the difference. It's mostly us audiophile guys, our producers, the ones who have been making tracks and started back recording when there was consoles and mixers and tape. We can hear the difference in that, and it's really like a thing, like, it got to sound like this. You know, 2025, you know, we make it do what it do. Like, so I'm listening to the radio. I have satellite radio, of course. I listen to everything, and I listen to one of the old hip hop channels, Rock the Bells, and just playing those. Sometimes I can just leave it on there all day. All right, but I go to the pop stations, and of course they're not using vintage sound. Everything don't sound all thick and gritty and things like that. But just out the box and making the current, some of the current hip hop and some of the stuff that's on the tracks on the radio today, yeah, this right here works by itself. But when you want a particular sound and you want to stand out, you know, I just think it's just worth it, you know, just working from a machine like this with the way that it sounds, you know, the SP1200, the Rosin version as well. I was looking for an original SP1200, but you know, I might get the Rosin. Now the rumor is that Behringer is coming out with one as well, so they're coming out with I don't know what they're gonna call it, BP1200, I don't know, but that sound is desired. And I just actually placed a beat that I did with this. It was actually one of my videos that I made. The guy actually got on it and rapped it. He's from up top, got a nice little following. Once you get everything situated, I'll do some name dropping later. But you know, it's just an MPC Pro, and the professional part is for those who want, make it a limited edition. You know, maybe make about, I don't know, 500 of them. Maybe make about 500 of them, and Roger Linn's name on it, Roger Linn edition. It got the old school like converters in it, and you can't say, oh, they don't make those converters anymore. Have you heard the SP1200? Have you heard the even when EA Ski's making his beats, or when some of the other people online making the beats with the SP1200? Have you heard the MPC3? But my point is, of bringing up the other machines, is that it's new, and those parts are available. You know, Akai can do what they do, still make this like the DAW version, as far as the converters and everything, but make a version of the MPC, limited edition, Roger Linn's name on it. Please take his advice on it, pick his brain, okay? Make this with a touchscreen, with a big touchscreen, all right? With the same workflow, if possible, okay? MPC3 software on it, but with the sound engine updated. E-Ski has said this many times, all right? Me, I'm cool with this because that's the sound of the majority of the stuff that's on the radio right now. But when you want a specific sound, and when you got a specific reputation, and like, you know, Dr. Dre making a beat in Logic, like that's, you know, from what I heard, I know somebody who worked with him. He was actually a co-producer. Dre still is on the 3000 and whatever old school drum machine, because he's concerned about sound. You know, has he used other software and DAW? What I was told is yes, but for them drums and just that overall feel, listen to Marsha Ambrose's album. That right there, I haven't even watched the Grammys yet, but they should have been Grammy nominated and won something. Okay, but you know, we go by what's paid for. But anyway, I ain't gonna get into all of that. But Yeah, MPC Pro version, Roger Linn's name on it, like a new 3000, but has the operating system of MPC3. Okay, I don't mind the touchscreen. I actually like the touchscreen. So those are my thoughts. And real quick about Maschine, I just watched Bolo's video, and yeah, Maschine has some. Native Instruments put out a update about what they're doing and what they're gonna do and things like that, and it's cool. All that is fine and dandy. I think you need a new machine. You need a new machine that can handle the workload. I mean, being able to bounce down the plugins to an audio track, all that is great. But I need a new machine where I can actually run the plugins without it crashing after 5 or 6 tracks. Besides that, I don't really have a problem with Maschine. Then the other thing is, I know you got your R&D. You have to, pay people and pay your staff and all of that. But the update should have been free. Like Akai, they're right now. Akai is, I'm gonna say they're running the game right now. I just have to say it versus NI. It was a very smart move with NI to make special edition plugins for the MPC. So that's cool, but get your product right. And I know you're gonna do that. I have Maschine. I have several Native Instruments products that I use. Since I've been in standalone most of the time and been buying outboard synths, I just haven't been really inside of my computer using Contact that much and some of the plugins. Sometimes I make like key groups and then I use them like that. But for the most part, I'm in standalone mode, and I love the fact that they have Native Instruments and Akai is actually working together, like on purpose, because we was just making it work in controller mode. And things come out great when you combine those two companies together. And then also, let me make another point while I'm thinking about it. Okay, it's not to say that I never thought that Akai's plugins or instruments were terrible. So people act like Native Instruments sounds are so like 1,000% better than the Akai plugins that came out over the last year. I totally disagree. I think Akai did a great job with their sounds, with the sound design. And really, honestly, I can just use those to make tracks with. Even the keyboards, the pads, the polyphonic sounds, like Fabric XL, those are really comparable to Native Instruments, and also to who was the other one? Omnisphere. Like, so, everybody's saying, oh, finally, Kai gonna have some good sound. Kai's already had good sound, okay? I'm not a shield, they're not endorsing me. I just been using the product or the Kai product since 95, 96, and that's where I started. And I love the upgrades. I went to Reason for a little while after things didn't go well at one of the studios that I was working at. We split up. I was introduced to Reason by one of the Babyface producers. I got on that, but I was still missing. I was missing something. So I was able to work my way and get my 2000 XL back. And then from then I've been getting, like, you can get in some of the vintage machines, like this one right here that was previously owned by DJ Toon. But those are the things that I think that Native Instruments, give us a new machine, like maybe in a few months. The software updates and being able to have the Play series on the machine plus all that's great. But really honestly, get that touchscreen, get that CPU situated, and that RAM. I'm back in the game. So I'm gonna start going live here, and I have a couple of Grammy Award winning producers who are friends and mentors of mine who have agreed to come on the show. Gonna boot up the podcast that I started a little while ago. COVID kind of messed it up, but we about to jump back on. It's called the Music Producers Corner, and we're gonna jump back on that and to start interviewing and get some information from our well-known producers and songwriters and some artists, as well as some up-and-coming people who they're making their noise and things like that. I'm going to continue to talk about the business, and but yeah, that's what it is. MPC Pro, Roger Linn's endorsement. Cut him a check. Those Pro converters, I'm not even gonna call them Pro converters. I'm just gonna say the lo-fi converters, but they still come out so crispy and warm and punchy. You can say lo-fi how you want to, but the converters in here, and then the 3000 and even the 2000 XL. If you can get at least the 2000 XL, that would make for a better MPC sound. But with today's music, people just listen to all this stuff, and they don't. I mean, we really care, but what makes music timeless is when you can actually feel the music and it cuts through your soul and it just does something to you. You can feel the music, you know, instead of just a flat, DAW-like sound, you know. Quick things, fixes that, a couple of things, and this has been going on for a while, okay? MIDI sync does not work on the MPC. All right, Akai, if you're listening, can we get that situated? Okay, I'm tracking out my beats. I'm not exporting, dragging, and dropping. I'm actually tracking out. I have to manually record everything and trigger and line it up when I'm done, which is fine. I'm okay with the way it sounds, but it's just more work and it takes a little bit more time. At the end of the day, it's worth the time, but if we can get the MIDI sync back up, this doesn't have a problem doing that. The 2000 XL doesn't have a problem doing that. Even my ASR 10 doesn't have a problem syncing up to my DAW. When I hit record on my DAW, it triggers this machine with no problem. The timing is something that's wrong on here, is messed up. Also with the MSB and the LSB, let's get that correctly. So when I sequence the sounds in my Phantom or any other hardware device, I can actually save the settings in there. When I pull it up, it automatically triggers the machine to load up the sounds. But that's all I want to say. I didn't want to be too long. I really didn't want to make it this long, but we're just gonna roll out like that. Thanks for subscribing, sharing, commenting, and if you ever want to go over any particular thing, just let me know. I'm gonna be doing little quick 2-3 minute videos, maybe 5 at the most, of the MPC. We're gonna be going from scratch with the MPC.